population is Christian. The majority of Christians there follow the Coptic Orthodox Church. Copts are also the largest Christian community in the Middle East. It's estimated the church has around 1 million members outside of Egypt. The Coptic Church dates back to around 50 AD. Among early converts were ancient Egyptians as well as Jewish, Greek and Roman inhabitants of Egypt. So what does the future hold for Coptic Christians in the Middle East? Well, with me is Bishop Angaelos, the General Bishop of the Coptic Orthodox Church here in the UK. Bishop, grateful for your time. Thank you very much for joining us. August, we reported at the height of the attacks in Egypt against the Coptic Christian community, many saying at the time that they were systematic. What do you understand the situation to be there now, today?
Obviously it's more settled because the great divide that came about during the Morsi period, the great polarization of the community, and not just Christians, but also many Muslims, the majority of Muslims who didn't want to go down the very narrow path that was being projected at the time. That's no longer there. We are also witnessing there for the first time a very sincere process towards a new constitution. The referendum was going to come up in a few weeks, and there is hope in that there will be a new way of governing Egypt, a new importance given to other groups, numeric minorities that are there, religious minorities that are there, and it's a process. Many people are expecting things to have changed overnight. Egypt has never known actual democracy. We went from a monarchy to a military coup to a vice president to a vice president. So this is the first real chance that Egypt is experiencing. It experienced the elections in 2012, and unfortunately it didn't go quite to plan because there was a great power grab. But it's now got a second chance at getting this right, and I think it needs all support it can get.
It's interesting that you have hope regarding the new constitution, because many are pointing to that, saying that yet it's very fluid and they don't understand what the term democracy means for a place like Egypt. Are you, with that hope then, is there an element of confidence that the Coptic Christian community will have an element of reprieve in the sense that they will be given the opportunity to have their voices heard in the future state of Egypt and also be protected for following their religious faith?
I have hope that this is a step along a journey. This is not by any means the final destination. So, is it a perfect constitution? Probably not. But then again, where is a perfect constitution? These are works in progress that continue to develop as communities and societies develop. I'm not just hopeful for Christians. I mean, as a Christian, it would be very un-Christian of me to only advocate for Christians. So I'm talking about people here who are not advocated for, people who felt marginalized and alienated for decades, and that they may have a greater opportunity. Again, in terms of protection, we're not looking for specific protection. We don't want a specific status, or we don't want privileged status. What we want is a community that respects everyone, holds everyone accountable. There is an element of impunity where a lot of people who have been perpetrators of crimes against Christians and other groups over the past decades have never been brought to justice. And until that changes, I think the system will stay the same.
We're talking very much about the examples given in the recent targeted attacks in Egypt, but there is a significant Christian community in the Middle East spread across Syria, Iraq and other countries. What is your assessment of how the condition is of Christians following their faith in other areas outside of Egypt?
I think the beauty of this particular season we're in, coming into the Feast of the Nativity, into Christmas, is it shows the resilience of Christians with a message of hope of the birth of Christ, but also a message of hope that they still remain there for 2,000 years. Numbers are dwindling across, Egypt being still the largest presence. But while they are still resilient in their faith and strong, they are increasingly facing many obstacles, whether it be in Syria, Iraq, Palestinian territories. And so I think we need to be very thankful for their witness and understand that they continue to be a great example, and they're a necessary ingredient of the Middle East. If the Christians leave, I think it'll be a great loss for the whole region.
Just very briefly, I know you've just returned from Washington where you spoke alongside 4 other witnesses regarding the treatment of Coptic Christians in Egypt. At the congressional hearing, what were you hoping to gain and what are you now looking to happen in the months ahead?
Well, at the congressional hearing I said very much what I said now, that we're speaking about all Egyptians and all people who feel marginalized and alienated. We want a constitution and a country that respects everyone, holds everyone accountable, and makes everyone feel that they're valued.
We appreciate your time, Bishop Angaelos. Thank you so much, and peace and safety for the Coptic community over the Christmas period. Thank you. If you're watching Impact, thanks very much for your time. We'll see you soon.